Many search for purpose in life by going through various journeys of self-discovery, often finding no answer. I believe that to find a purpose in life, we must look back at what we hold dear and make protecting that our purpose. My name is Sargsyan and I am 17 years old. I currently live in Los Angeles and I attend high school here. But I've lived a good portion of my life in Armenia when I was raised. I grew up in what the West calls a third world country, in a poor neighborhood where playing outside was the most fun activity we had, and I'm grateful for it. Growing up in such a place was a wonder for me, which would confuse children of today. We had no iPads, no phones, and there wasn't anything on television but news for grown-ups. To be frank, I'm grateful that my childhood was filled with physical activity and a lack of the comforts that people in America enjoyed at an early age, because it made me a stronger and more grateful person. I know what it's like to live with reoccurring blackouts or without water for a while, and I also know what it's like to get into fights with half the neighborhood, where that half the neighborhood's kids are involved. Growing up in such an environment taught me lessons in life that nothing else could teach me. Lessons such as keeping quiet at the right times, keeping your head high, and standing behind your principles when they are challenged, even though you are outnumbered. Being a family man, caring deeply about the friends you make, always being honest, having unwavering morals, being a man of your word, etc. I've learned all of this because I was raised in Armenia instead of here. In an environment where the strongest and the highest morals and respects get to be leaders and the weakest who lie get told what to do, I chose to be one of the leaders. Kids in America at my age would be put into the weak category simply because they do not have strong morals or respect for people around them. Ever since my first day in America, kids from school or neighboring houses would curse at me, telling me I should go back where I came from. This is because they were not taught manners as children and didn't have the dangers of a hierarchy looming over them when they stepped out of line like you would have in Armenia. This brings me to my most negative experiences in America. Every day at school, I would be made fun of for my accent, both by students and by teachers. I was told my first day that people would be inclusive because there were many kids at school like me who had just come to the country. That wasn't true. The worst part was that I couldn't fight back against the injustices committed towards me because I couldn't explain to the administrators that they were trying to bully me. The language gap was truly the worst aspect because nobody would understand what I would try to say, leading me to more bullying. A study published in the National Library of Medicine found that after controlling for several demographic variables, they found that immigrant youth are more likely to experience bullying victimization than native-born youth. Furthermore, immigrant youth who experience bullying victimization were more likely to report interpersonal, socio-emotional, health, and substance use problems. Living in America has had some positive aspects though, which included living in a bigger house, which is something we didn't really have. Alongside that, there were more places to travel by car, which meant we could go explore as a family without needing to get into a plane, because Armenia was very small. Seeing the beach for the first time, for example, was also a great aspect of my life because Armenia is landlocked. It was something I got to experience, not something that I only read in books. Because of the language barrier, I found myself having to assimilate into American society, which is something that many immigrants have to deal with. This included speaking English anywhere I could so that I would learn it quicker, including at home. Having to put my study back of Armenian and Russian to spend more time learning English, and having to make more American friends because there were no other Armenian kids at my school. Assimilation erases the culture you own and makes you adopt a bland personality just so that you can have friends and prevent yourself from being an outcast. My parents stressed this to me after they realized how much I spoke English outside of school, and I began trying to fight back against this invisible force. To me, it seemed invisible because I just wanted friends, like every other kid does. But from the outside, it looked like a kid struggling to be something he wasn't, which is a testament that many immigrants could share. With assimilation and bullying also came racism. At times it was mild, being only references to what my face would look like, and at times it was targeted, unrelenting racism for an intended effect. To combat the inconspicuous forces of assimilation, one must find what they like and stay true to it. For me, it was my love for cars and mechanic work, combat sports like wrestling, and sports in general, like American football, which is a little bit ironic. These hobbies and interests help me find friends who share the same interests as me, and help me develop my personality in terms of discipline and passion. I believe that some of my strengths are unwavering discipline and motivation, my work ethic, my organization skills, which I gained from helping my father in his work. But my weaknesses are that I can be hot-headed sometimes, and I find it hard to back down from fights where my morals are challenged, which comes from Romania. This affects my constructive criticism in a way because I must be open to opinions of others who have different experiences, which I most of the time succeed at. My experiences help me deal with my issues head on instead of letting them go unchecked. And because of that, I'm not afraid of sharing my opinions with others. With this, I want the audience to remember the most important aspect of me, my unwavering dedication and discipline when faced with adversity. I believe that I gained these because I was born in a place where you either had them or you were put down for not having them. I hope you enjoy my very first autobiography. Have a good day.